So there's a lot of talk about fear these days. And when it comes to choosing what to do in the face of fear, I don't fear making the wrong choice. My deepest fear is losing the ability to choose. So making tough decisions is never easy for anyone, but it does help to build resilience and preps us for times like these. And I bet if you looked at your life and what you have overcome, you can take a lot of pride in knowing that you survived, right? And the odds are in your favor that you are going to make it through this situation as well. So, you know, in the past, I have made a lot of tough decisions, like with work, choosing a non-traditional path, rather than the tried and true one that had those so-called benefits and security, right? I mean, I've made difficult health decisions where I could have just taken a pill, but I had to change my whole way of eating, and it was so many changes, but I had to make little micro choices. And I've made other uncomfortable decisions in my life that some may have judged as wrong or inconvenient, but I have always known in my heart that if I did not make uncomfortable decisions when I did, eventually my ability to choose while I had the chance would be stripped from me. And I was more concerned about the negative domino effects of not making a tough decision. I knew that the pain would hurt worse in the long run if I didn't decide when I had the chance. So we are in a slippery phase right now where our entire world has made a decision to shut down, to protect the weak and vulnerable, and to prevent the spread of a disease. And this logic makes sense only if everyone complies. And personally, I am resolved to not argue with reality because I care about others, and I know this is a temporary pause on my normal routines. But the part of the logic that does not make sense to me is that even if everyone complies, there is no guarantee that our world will be better. And my gut says it won't be better just because we all stayed away from each other. My gut says that if we use this method as a way to control people, this method will be used again. That's my real concern. And that is really why I need to talk about this. So what I know about dynamic decision making is that you can hold several choices in your hand all at once. You don't have to collapse your logic down to, one choice or another. I mean, I can choose to stay home to support the vulnerable, and I can choose to speak and remind us of the wisdom of the ancients that tell us that if we stop the world for the sake of the unhealthy, we will all eventually weaken ourselves and become fragile to adversity. I mean, our ancestors kept going. And the reason why you and I are all here is because the strong kept going and did what they could do for the unhealthy along the way. And some people died because it was their time to die. Our ancestors didn't stop living because they thought that, they might die. they did not do it perfect, and sometimes they got it wrong, but they did not stop evolving and growing. And because of them, we are here and we are stronger because of them. And I know this is just a phase we are in and it is temporary, but my main thought here is to not get caught off guard by giving my choices away to someone else who thinks they know what is good for me. And in this current situation, I'm in full support to take care of the fragile, but we need to keep our eyes wide open because this blind compliance can bloom into a bigger problem that could really strip us all from choice in the future. And I feel like the less obvious and invisible risk is to allow choice to be removed as a way to control the invisible threats of the unknown. And I really do understand that it's important, this time, but I pray we do not make a habit of this in the future and give up the right to choose altogether, okay? Giving away your power to others to make choices for you, it's a slippery slope. Or not making conscious choices when times are good and carefree is also a slippery slope. I mean, this has been an eye-opener for sure, for all of us. And choosing to use my voice is a challenge for me because I know my words can be really taken out of context and, collapsed into an idea that was not my intention at all. I mean, we see this all the time, and that is why a lot of people who have thoughts and ideas, they really don't speak because, they might be understood or misunderstood, or their words get all taken out of context. And I understand that people only hear what they want to hear, but the fear is real, and I can totally relate to that fear. So right now, I am choosing to speak and hold others who need to be held and take action when I'm inspired and to surrender to God's will. I trust that humans are dynamic and creative, and we can hold many choices at once. So we can make dynamic decisions without needing to slide into that slippery slope of losing our ability to choose how to live. And I believe we really are all in this together, which includes the fragile and the strong and the mighty and all of us. So I'm thinking about all of us, not just the few. So I really, really hope this message finds you well. And until next time, just be happy and healthy and do what you can. See you later.